Hello, my name is Sharika Johnson Watson, and I'm a registered mental health counseling intern. And today I'm just here to get some stuff out there and just to talk about how it's not exactly easy to be a registered intern and throughout that process. So, first of all, I have my master's degree in clinical psychology. So basically where I can go in to be a therapist. But the process of being a therapist is not as easy as just getting the degree. Like getting that master's degree, first of all, it took a lot of work, hard work, 2.5 years. Then I'm a mother of two teenagers, one ninth grade, one 12th grade. And so that meant a lot of sacrifice of time, years missed for them. So here I'm just honestly coming to be transparent, get some stuff off my chest, and just to this video is just to encourage me for stepping out. So, as I said, I graduated with my master's degree, but I did in 2021. And so it's almost been 3 years. And typically by this time you should be licensed. Well, in my particular case, I went back to school. I was married, then got divorced, and then was single for quite some time. And then I'm remarried, praise the Lord. But throughout this process, I was single first, and then I graduated, got all those good things. But throughout this whole process in 2021, I just feel like no one told me. I feel like our school did keep it real with us, but I just really feel like no one, I really don't know if I really registered it or really understood the sacrifice that it came with. So I still worked a full-time job overseeing a practice of 4 locations, and working at least 45, sometimes to 55 hours with that job. Calls starting as early as 5:30 in the morning, and then after that, 2 or 3 days a week going to counselor after work. And it just got to the point I was on burnout. And this past year, 2024, I just decided man, Sharika, if you don't get it together, you got to make a choice. The money you're making at this full-time job is great. When you work at a job, and I was at that job for 13.5 years. So it was one of the hardest things that I had to do. And honestly, one of the biggest things we had to do financially, because at that time, I financially was taking care of a lot of things. Just because my husband was working through his immigration process and different things. And so I decided to take a leap of faith, and in this leap of faith, that meant that I had to change financially. So this past June, I decided to jump out on faith, and I decided to quit my full-time job. That was a very, very, very high salary for me. I mean, other people may have not looked at it, but I made a salary of what some people make for 2. I made by myself. And so I decided to take a leap of faith and to go into full-time counseling. Well, a lot of people are like, are you crazy? What is wrong with you? You're not going to be able to do it. You're not going to be able to survive. You're not going to be able to make it. And at the end of the day, I had to step back and realize, you guys, this job is not my source. It is a resource, but Jesus Christ is my source. And he did not have me come all this way, get my master's degree, not to step out and just continuously work for someone else. My ambition was always to be an owner of my own. And I'm telling you, this step was not easy. Financially, it was a huge change, but throughout the process, God has shown up and given me an opportunity to do different things. And this video itself is just for me so I can look back and be reminded that yes, girl, you did it and you stepped out. But ultimately, stepping out meant that one, either financially it was going to be a little bit of a shift, or two, that I wasted my whole master's degree time and all the time that I'm working. So let me break it down for you. So once you go back to school, so everyone wants to go back to school for psychology. Like, if you look it up statistically or data wise, everyone wants to do a degree in psychology. Well, once you go for your master's, it is a lot of work, still 2.5 years. And in those time, you're doing something called practicum, and that means you're seeing clients. So you're basically doing an internship. After you graduate and you do your internship, you meet all the hours, which was about like 240 for my class, which was a lot. That's like the whole time you're in school. You're like burned out. Then after that, you still have to go back, and so you get registered with the state. So you apply to be registered with the state. Then you show proof of accreditation with your school and transcripts, and you do whatever you have to do with that. Then you get registered. So you're not even licensed yet, you're registered. And then you have to do face-to-face hours, 1,500 face-to-face hours. Yes, 1,500 hours, face-to-face hours that you need to do as a registered intern. Well, what does that mean? So do you know, like, when doctors go to school for residency, when they're in their residency program, that's the same thing. We're like registered interns, but they should just call it resident steed of counseling. I don't know. Anyway, so after you do those 1,500 hours, then you still have to take a state exam and then pass that state exam, and then you have once you do all of that, then you apply.